Good afternoon. Today we will know more about Two Lady Rams by Mulk Rajanan. As we knew some about this topic in the previous class. Do you remember the story is what about? The story is about two ladies. Because of one husband. This story, Two Lady Rams, is a wonderful future. Ram in English means male sheep, but here is no sheep in this story. This is about two women married to Lord Ram. His wife is called Lady Ram as he was called Lal Jinda's Lord Ram. It is another humorous story about how rich Indian married woman and gets into a strange and awkward situation. Both Lady Rams are quarreling because of one husband, they married. This is beautiful, but there is difference of his age. One is younger and other is older. These two does not like each other. Even their servants are different and they work in opposite groups. Both women struggle to master Lord Ram in everyday life. Both ladies, both Ram, most a serious quarrel takes place. When they start quarrel between the two lady Rams on who with Lala Ram, the younger wife Shakuntala and old wife is Shuk. A serious quarrel takes place between them in the evening and decides to take both. The situation then arises when he has to go to the Queen's party on the occasion of winning an award for his sundry service to the British Empire. He was very happy and proud on 168 this occasion that he was invited by the Queen. It was an award giving ceremony. But the problem is which of the Lady Rams should take in to the party. At last, he decides to take both of his views to the party and he actually takes her. Later, he began to take his both wives to all parties, horse races, cricket matches, and etc. That was a great matter of amusement to the people. All big people in the party become surprised. They secretly enjoyed the awkward situation of Lord Ram in front of the Queen. It is because it is full of fun and humor, and they enjoyed a lot in the situation. Mulk Rajanan is known for his realistic portrayal of the social and economic systems of our society or Indian culture. Because of the caste system and British colonial rule, Anand is considered by many critics to be one of India's best writers. In Two Lady Rams, Anand presents witty narratives of Lala Jinda Rams household, which is at the time constant state of Cold War between the two lady of the house, Sukhi, an elder wife, and Shakuntala the younger. These two ladies married the same man with Lalajindaram and lived in the same house and quarrels all the time. The plotline is based upon the mayhem of the occurs in Lalajindaram's household. The plot revolves around the two wives of Lalajindaram who are at tug of war with each other at all the time for their husband's attention. They both want to get attention from their husband. That's why they quarrel all the time. Since the two wives are incessantly quarreling with each other, Lalajindaram decides to divide his house into two separate wings. One for each wife to manage. He divides his household first among the two wives so as to keep them as distant with each other. So what is the name of these two wives? What are the name of these two wives? Out. Speak out. What is the name of these two wives? Sukhi and Shakuntala. One is older and the other is younger. The first wife Sukhi considered the second wife Shakuntala as only a substitute since Sukhi turned out to be barren. Gradually, along with the division of the household, the chaos was under control. An unsaid routine was followed among Lalajindaram, who and his two wives. He used to sleep with them, each of his wives, on alternate days and serve both with equal attention. The men started uprising once again when Lalajindaram was awarded knighthood and was invited to the garden party along with Lady Rams. Since the invitation card read Lady Ram instead of two Lady Rams, Lalajindaram had to choose one of his wives to take along with him to that garden party. In those days, it was not officially notified that among the wives of a person awarded knighthood, which of his wife or wives would be entitled to be called as lady. It was only a matter of time before the household was filled with gossip about Lalaji choosing his second wife Shakuntala to take along with him. Shuki was filled with rage as she learned about Lalaji's asking Shakuntala to be ready for the party. Now the story about the decision of his made her feel a discarded woman who was no longer required by her husband, choosing one wife over the other, disturbed Lalajindaram's peace of mind. He was in a state of confusion where he did not know what to do. Then it dawned upon him that since she is a person of high regard, he can easily alter the invitation to Lady Ram from Lady Ram. Lalajindaram ordered the staff to inform both his wife to be ready for that party or that garden party, but one has to go. In the evening, Lalajindaram was introduced along with two Lady Ram and both are equally acknowledged and praised for their beautiful wives. And they wore a beautiful sarks. This story points out the pygmy that was accepted in the society while criticizing the social standards. There is also a clear undercurrent of comedy and hilarity in the story. The men are free to marry multiple times, but the women are not. If their wife is unable to provide them with a child, this highlights the discrimination against the women gender and existed in the society. It also highlights the fact that women did not have their own identity in a social economic system. Instead, they were defined by their husband's name and occupation. The women has no real identity. Even till now, in this story, the first wives of Lalajindaram accepted the harsh truth about his husband's second marriage. Without protesting against the injustice that was being done towards her. She numbly acknowledged the truth since she was discovered to be barren. She, as an individual, was valued only on the basis of her ability to produce and care for her family. The story portrays a certain double standards that existed within the Indian society, where women were defined according to their spouse. The story shows a constant struggle between the two wives to gain their husband's attention. At one point, the readers witness the injustice done towards the first wife. The readers often miss to notice that the second wife too has been deprived in certain ways. It is astonishing to imagine that a woman would be willing to marry an already married man. But it happens in our society. Another thing that ought to be noticed is the fact that Lalajindaram is able to bend rules according to his will because he possessed the power and money to do so. This factor points out that irrespective of the era of time, power always holds the highest positions. We find Indianness in Tuladi Ram in this story. The English language has become to the Indian subcontinent as a remedy and much prized reward of the British colonial experience, which spans nearly all of the history of India in becoming a unified nation. And it is in the same understanding that one cannot refuse to accept that English as a language has played a pivotal role in igniting the nationalist spirit in the minds of the Indian citizens who were divided on the basis of regional identities. Quoting from the famous essay of A.K. Ramanujan, is there an Indian way of thinking? The parable as told by Buddha and reiterated by Ramanujan is the same context. That goes as follows. Once a man was drowning in a sudden flood, just as he was about to drown. He found a raft. He clung to it, and it carried him safely to dry land. And he was so grateful to the raft that he carried it on his back for the rest of his life. Thus, it is agreeable that, invisibly so, but the English writing has been the rescuer of the Indian civilization after the partition in 1947, and ever since has become the reflection of the voice of the new formed nation. Amongst all the writings in English, the short story from enjoys a special affection amongst the members of the intelligentsia like Murtazanan to the modern days writers like Salman Rushdie. After all, the short story is an art from century Indian in origin of which the examples are the Vedic text like the situation of that time or era which includes in Purans to the epics like Mahabharata. Yet there is a paradox in this story that remains in the Indian short story in English, which is but a product of Western influences. But remarkably, so even the English is borrowed into Indian context, which subdues the existence of English as an alien language and marks it all the more India. And when issues concerning the Indian nation from the core of the writing in English, the product is but an expression of the lives of the Indian common folk in a more universally read medium. Such colorful Indian parameters in the
मैम आप हेलो मैम
yeah, it's noted. Such colorful Indianism that parameters two lady rams is typically what Anand defined as highly developed form of folklore that included psychological understanding of the contemporary period. The short story, comes as a social satire on the Angrezi Sarkar of India that highlights tussles between the colonial subject and the colonial master. The story follows the same theme as Two Levels, where for one, Lala Jindaram is the colonial subject to the department that acted on his majesty's behalf, and the second are the wives, Shukti and Shakuntala, who are the colonial subjects to Sir Chilas. As the story unfolds, one can understand the satire that stands to highlight how poorly the colonial master governed over these subjects, of whom he knew and cut the least. The apparent honor of knighthood, which is cunningly bestowed on Jindaram and supposed to raise his social status, helps to bring forth this negligence of the British state. And as for the wives, the selfish decision of Lalajendra to take the second wife to his investiture ceremony because otherwise she would abstain from entertaining him shows the lack of regard and respect towards wives that were then treated as mere objects of the household. Another theme shadily addressed in the story is the tug between unseeking modernity and fading traditions. Thus, even when Jindaram enjoys A sister and his mansion had an English style, gold, karma or living room. He was acquitted to marry two wives on the grounds of Hindu Mithakshara law and demand for his wives to dress in a traditional style for that ceremony. In all, the household of Jindaram was on the margins of traditional thinkings. These two wives of Sir Jindaram, amusingly enough, the colonial anxiety is surfaced. It is in the same time these two lady rams can imagine the last very serious comment. The three staunch pillars said with respect to Jindaram and the lady rams as a drawing with symbolism to the state of the Indian common folk, which struggle to obtain an identity to the modern but could not afford to lose the traditional that had formed the whole truth of their survival. Another facet of the issues of identity comes through the cousins of Shakuntala and Shuki, both of whom wish to be Lady Ram since the women of colonial India were recognized by the name of their husband. Other comments on the lack of individual identity of women in marriage and through his female characters' attempts to inspire revolution in women to fight for their rights. Okay, are you understanding this?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The Two Lady Rams runs as a comical account of the day of a shopkeeper's life who is bestowed the highest honor as British Raj, only to add misery to his life. A misery which does not come from poverty or exploitation, as in there are stories of Anand, but whose cause is over ambulance in the undue credibility. Thus, even when the story is not the whole truth yet, it is derived from the truth of the lives of the Indians. In addition, the story places a satire on the sleeping Indian spirit and the so-called collaboration of the British Raj, who out of selfish motives served the colonial master. By extension, the story therefore comes with the hidden message of the agony involved in the service of the British than the homeland, which came with the loss of one's integrity and common sense, which Jinaram idolizes when he seeks the advice of his chafir. Mulkajanan, this two lady ram. This is a story about Lalavinda Ram and his two wives, Sukhi and Sakuntala. The conflict between the two lady rams rises as Jinaram receives the title of knighthood and shortly awarded. A letter is delivered which is addressed to him and Lady Rams. The insistence of both spouses on being called Lady Ram and his difficulty in choosing only one of them as Lady Ram becomes the primary concern of the story. Mulkajanan's These Two Lady Rams was published in Man whose name did not appear in the census and other stories. This two lady Rams is a short story. This begins with the news that Laladinda Ram was conferred the title of knighthood due to his sundry services of the British Empire. However, this good news was soon going to create a problem in his domestic life. The problem was associated with Jina Ram's two wives, Suki and Shakuntala, who married the same man, and this both wants to get attention from his husband. Both spouses insist on being called Lady Ram. Jina Ram initially managed to cope with such complicated issues by paying no heed to it. Jina Ram, as usual, was not concerned about the cold war between two lady rams, and instead he was quite busy in receiving and answering all the questions arises from his wives. He was on cloud nine. It was quite unbelievable for him that a man whose father was a small shopkeeper had suddenly been risen to such an exalted position in life and became equivalent to that of any child. There is a war between these two lady rams at all the time. They quarrels all the times. This fight between these two lady rams started since Chinaram married his second wife, Shakuntala. With the arrival of 25-year-old Shakuntala, 50-year-old Suki was expelled from the primary position in the house. To avoid this 7 years enmity, Jinaram decided to separate his house in two different parts of both of them. And it is very natural that when the other wife came, is the position of that older wife becomes less. But the invitation card from the government house twisted all the situations of that time. After that, in order to facilitate all those dignitaries who had been granted titles, medals, and scrolls of honors, a garden party was organized at the residence of His Excellency the Governor, and it was to be held the next day. An invitation card was delivered to Jinaram, and it was addressed to him and Lady Ram. There, the problem rose. Whom would he choose as his Lady Ram and go with him to the garden party? Jinaram at first asked his younger wife, Shakuntala, to buy a new sari and get ready for the occasion. When the news traveled through the servants of Shuki's ear, it made her feel subordinate and powerless. So, in order to stop that from happening, Suki early in the morning stepped into the room where Sarchina and Lady Shakuntala had been sleeping. She started to pour her anger at her young rival, eater of her masters. This is the last humiliation which they had to cast on her. She added, but I'll pull every hair on your head and blacken your face. Thus they quarrel all the time. On hearing this abusive language, they got out of bed, and Sir Jinda, disapproving, rubbing his eyes, said, "Go to your rooms. I'll stay here if I like." Arun Suki protested loudly. To control unstoppable Shuki under continuous flow of abuse, Sir Jinda finally exerted his authority in the house by taking Suki by the hair to her part of the house. Suki proved to be stubborn and resisted like a tiger and created a hue and cry at the house. So this is the story about these two lady rams. Next day we'll know more about this story. Do you understanding this? Is there any question? Is there any question about this story still now?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So next day we'll know more about this story.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, attendance?